Hello everyone, and welcome back to some new Prismata. This is my league match against BoxCat. As you guys will recall, this is 3 games, not a best of 3, just play 3 and win as many as you can. 60 seconds, base plus 9, and we are not allowed to use the 4 new units that were released like a month ago because they hadn't been released when the season started, and they wanted every game to be on the same playing field. So, okay, those are banned. Wow. So, I know I'm not any good at Vi, but boy does Vi look good here, right? Omega and Doomed Wall, the same units that were in the set when Elliot beat the hell out of me with Vi. Also Perforator making it even better, and like Flame Animus making it even better. This is outstanding. Vivid Drone means it's important, and it's like even more important not to get breached. Whoa. Okay, I accidentally dragged the menu instead of clicking it, I guess. So, question. I have $7. Would it be insane to go 1-3 here? I mean, 1B into 1-3? Like, that seems honestly pretty good. What exactly do you do about that as the opponent, right? I mean, it's going to be tough to get up to 13 drones, but like I have Perforator to spend the red cheaply on the way, right? Does he try to punish that with grenade mechs or something? I'll have a Blast Torch for Doomed Walls, right? I think this is a good way to get Vi as quickly as you possibly can. And like it's very efficient as openings go, I think. And it gets me Flame Animus, which is insane. I think I'm gonna try that. Right? Like, what's the worst that could happen? I don't know. Oh man, I don't know. This is pretty out there. Maybe it's totally normal and I just don't know it, but I think getting Flame Animuses out in a big hurry in preparation for Vi seems pretty great. I don't know exactly what you're supposed to do about it as player 1. The main problem is actually going to be that I won't have enough drones to keep building Vivids, I think. But that's a problem for a later turn. And even if we don't get to Vi, like, this seems pretty serious. I mean, I don't know. The opponent can hold it off reasonably well with Doomed Walls, but if they do, they're not building, like, attack. And it just seems pretty good. At any rate, it probably won't be a very long game. One of us will capitulate before too long, I suspect. I'm certainly more breach vulnerable than he is because I don't have drones to hold back. That's something to worry about. And of course he has, you know, more drones than I do. Or anyway will after this turn is over. But not by a lot. Third Engineer. That's an interesting thought. I don't think I want to do that. Next turn, I kind of want, like... Well... I can't easily... So I have, what, 10 drones? There's no way I can get, like, an Animus and also have enough money for Vi, right? Like, I could if I floated my blue and my red and got drones instead, but that seems pretty bad. So I kind of want a Perforator here next turn. And I certainly don't want more than 2 drones to go with that. I don't know. It's going to be hard to get Vi, is what I'm thinking here. That's a distracting pop-up. I think I can't afford to put down the Animus right away. I might need to, like... build more Flame Animuses instead. But if I do, he'll be able to react... or put out a more aggressive Vi, which is going to be a problem for me. So I don't know, I feel like I actually just don't have enough drones for this to work. So maybe the idea is to get Perforators real quick, and... wait a little bit longer before teching up to 4 red? Yeah, because then, on the turn after Vi, I'll be able to spend my red on, like, the Perforators I already have, right? Hopefully. It's just like, can I really afford to wait this many more turns? Like, build Flame Animus and then Flame Animus, and then, like, 2 turns later get Vi? I don't think that's ever going to work. I'm going to need to build defenses, and I'm going to need, like, Vi sooner than that. So I think that Vi has to come from an Animus if you get it at all. It doesn't say waiting for BoxCat, so it's not like he's disconnected. What's the deal? Has he said something? No. Alright, we'll pause it while we're waiting for him, I guess. I don't know what the deal is with his connection or something. But I don't want him to just time out and lose the league match. Apparently, in friendly games, you can pause the game, so... It's coming down near the end of his turn, and it says he's not here, so... Whoa, okay, he played his turn. Alright, well, and he did it all instantaneously, so I guess it's a good thing we paused for him, huh? Well... Animus leaves me a little tiny bit short, but if I don't build the drone, I can get Vi next turn. This is extremely sketchy. Very high on the sketchometer. I think he can punish this by just, like, building some attackers, though. Shit. I'm gonna try it. I ran out of time. Ah! I knew this was coming, and I did it anyway, and now I'm gonna lose. I didn't count it out enough. I mean, he won't breach me. Well, I don't know. Can he actually attack with all of that if I build a Vi? Like, if I hold the drone, I can still build a Vi, right? And then I'm threatening a ton of attack on the next turn, and he doesn't really have that much to defend with, right? Like, I don't have the Perforator, but I'm threatening a lot? I don't know. I mean... And I'll be able to build a Doomed Wall to defend with. He won't have his own Vi anytime soon, I hope. I think this is worth a try. I mean, I'm sort of committed to it now, right? But... it might be hard for him to actually take the breach, is what I'm getting at. Like, I can get in and slaughter his Vivids. Or anyway, all of his other defenses. On the other hand... he does have 6 attack. I guess I can't even build Doomed Wall Rhino, can I? Or Wall Rhino? Oh my god, I'm gonna lose. Or maybe I'm not. Maybe just Vi all by itself is gonna, like... be enough? I think not. Oh, also... oh no, Vi isn't dying, so I can build a wall, right? I guess I want a Doomed Wall. This is extremely bad. I just need Vi to win the game all by herself, and I don't think she's capable of it. I'm gonna float the $2, I think. I'm not gonna be able to buy a Doomed Wall next turn. I'm not gonna be able to defend next turn anyway, so I might as well like save this for a Shredder or a Perforator or something. Or a Wall. Yeah, but I think this is looking over. It's just a little bit too fast getting the Vi. But if I'd let him do this same line I did a turn later, it would have been really good. And I felt like I had to do something to deal more damage, right? To get things going faster. I think you buy a Perforator here, right? Like that's the only option. And it seems like a pretty good one. But you can't kill Vi this way. And you have to attack with everything to breach me, right? Which is going to be kind of tough, I think. Maybe? I hope? Like, that's just a breach for exact. To actually get to a Vivid, you have to do more. On the other hand, how exactly am I doing? I'm not doing anything anymore. I'm just killing a wall every turn, right? Which my opponent can rebuild. Okay, I give up. So, a little bit too fast, I guess. let's move on to game 2. Everything's all set, still 4 units, still random everything, okay. There's good red sinks, and there's also Windsor. And, you know, with Mobile Animus, you maybe don't necessarily even need a red sink. But Blood Phage is so good that, like, why wouldn't you get one? So, is Windsor good? With like, Polywall in the set, it's not necessarily that hard to defend Windsor. And you might instead try going for Zamora? With Apollo, maybe? That seems extremely slow. I feel like Blood Phage and like one of these 3 fast units on the bottom. Well, Endotherm isn't fast, but it is pressure. One of these 2, along with Blood Phage and like maybe Smorkus, seems like it ought to punish anything super slow like Zamora. Right, there's not really a good absorber here, so you're not going to get that many drones. Polywall is good soak, but... So something that I'm thinking about doing here, honestly, is DD1 next turn, which leaves me $11 for, like, Blood Phage drone. Pretty good opening, I think. Lets me keep building Blood Phages or diversify my tech. Like, green is good, but you don't want that much of it unless you're getting one of these big ticket items here, which I don't want to, like, build for at the beginning. So I think DD1 into, like, Phage drone is pretty good. And I don't know that you can ever, like, that I really want to get a Windsor one. But, like, once I have Blood Phage, I'm not tied down to red anymore, right? 2 blue is not that bad to have. Like, you can build Splitter wall, or you can build Polywall wall, or you can build Splitter Splitter. Like, there's some options. Or you can try to get a Plasma Fire, but I don't think I'm going to have enough tech, enough drones to be able to do this, especially if I'm buying Windsor. So the question, I guess, is Windsor good? It seems fine. Like, what else exactly would you do? Endotherm with Blood Phage, maybe? And, like, but you still want a single blue for Polywalls, if nothing else. And once you have that, it's not that big an investment to get a second blue for Windsor. Maybe you just need a lot of green so you can get both of these guys, Endotherm and Plasma Fire. I should have let him time out, and then I'd have a win. It was an interesting build to try anyway in that last game. Okay, so he wants a Zamora. I hope to punish this. I mean, on the other hand, last time we played in, I guess this is going up before that video, right? But we had a game where he cut a drone early for a conduit, and I overreacted, so maybe I shouldn't take this too seriously. But I do think he wants a Zamora. Like, this is a pretty normal player one line to get Zamora. Anyway, and then he, like, just kind of went back to droning in that other game. It was very strange. He didn't do what I expected. I don't think it makes sense to do this unless you're about to spend the green right away. There's the Zamora plan. Fine. Doesn't want a Blast Forge even, huh? I think I can just build another Phage into this, right? I'd sort of like to buy a drone, but I'd also like a conduit. I'd also like a Blast Forge. Not really. He's not exactly attacking. I could build Tarsier, I guess, but that seems bad. Bloodphage is like amazing. I could just build another drone. This is a pretty healthy number of drones, and I can add in some more tech next turn. Maybe just another Animus would be pretty cool. Since we have Smorkus and Bloodphages anyway, like, you're always happy to have red. It would also be kind of cool to get, like, a Wincer that hits before his Zamora goes off. Which I guess CBB right now does get the Wincer down in time. But then I can't build an attacker. And then these Bloodphages are just running into his wall, which sucks a lot. Maybe we just keep building Bloodphages. Yeah, keep the pressure on. I mean, Bloodphages are like medium pressure units, right? Because they're fast attackers, but they're very expensive for attackers, right? They're a lot of what you pay for them is because you get money as well. Okay, that seems fine. Endotherm kit. Oh my goodness, that's interesting. It seems pretty greedy, is what I was going to say. But I guess, like, the idea is that I'm gonna have some trouble defending once his Zamora has arrived, and he can stand to take a beating for a little while if he gets to kill all my attackers, maybe? I think I like a Rhino. This would be quite a pressure play, wouldn't it? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 damage next turn is what we threaten. But we can't build a lot more attackers if I do this, of course. Basically, I just get a wall. He can defend that with Polywall, I guess. So it's probably not worth doing. I just like more medium-term attack, I guess. And I want access to Polywall so I can... or Wall and Polywall so I can deal with all this stuff that he's attacking with. I think a Polywall might actually be good for me, because he's really not going to be able to breach it anytime soon. And once he is breaching it, I'll still get Absorb because his Zamora will be attacking for at least 8. So, like, it's not like he can deal exactly 6 damage is what I'm getting at. But I don't know. Given that he's, like, not actually going to attack me at all next turn, maybe the polywall's the wrong idea. Maybe I build a wall first and then a polywall on the Zamora turn. I'm hoping it'll be hard for him to actually have enough green to fire Zamora, right? That's the main idea here. I think I'm probably building a Smorkus and a Rhino next turn, and like a Splitter. Probably because Smorkus has a very high... like... I don't know, I guess it's fine. It spends my 2 red for 2 immediate attack / threat. I think this Rhino is fine. He's attacking for at least 1, but it's going to be really hard for him to attack for 2. So the Rhino is kind of getting as much value as a wall would, but it also attacks. And the Splitter threatens to attack, although probably it won't. Like, is he really going to be able to build 5 conduits on his, or is 5 what he needs? I don't know. Yeah. So he might, in fact, choose not to swing with Zamora this coming turn. And I think that would be a reasonable decision, because then he can actually time it with his Frostbites. Oh, I don't even have to click this. I still get the value. Nice. I guess I have to build a Rhino. Well, actually, I'm floating all this red anyway, so instead I'm gonna click the Smorkus and hold the Splitter, which has a similar effect. And just try to come at him guns blazing to prevent that Zamora from going off a second time. If he breaches me for 8, he'll put me in a bad situation, but he won't have a lot of green? I don't know. Like, if he doesn't fire Zamora this turn, he's not able to build much stuff. And if he does fire Zamora, then he can't really build enough conduits to fire it again with the Endotherm kit. Right? So I think he has to hold the Zamora this turn if he wants to get to my squishy attackers. And if he does that, he can't really build anything this turn? And I get another polywall, which is pretty good. Like, I feel okay here. I don't know if I'm winning, but it does feel okay. Like I might be winning. So I actually can, if I really try, I can defend all of this threat, which is pretty amazing to me. Now, if I do that, am I winning? Or do I need to come in with, like, is this extra 5 attack really important? Or 4 attack that I'm holding back. Like, doing this, he loses drone polywall and attacks me for nothing. Right, he just attacks for 8. Probably, and has trouble firing Zamora again, so I don't know. I think this is worth a try. I think he's gonna hold back all his freeze. Attack for like 8 or something. Because, like, okay, what do things look like if I do this? If I say, fine, freeze me. He kills, like, all of my attack. I don't think I can allow that. I could permit him a small breach. Like, if he wants to blow all his freeze on, what is this, killing this and 2 Tarsiers, and then he has no Frostbites left, I think I'm okay with that. Maybe. You kind of have to offer these small gambits against Endotherm, and I'm not sure if this is the right size. It's probably not, because it just, like, kills a force field instead of a drone. It's not really that amazing. I think I'm going to try this. Maybe this should be a conduit so I can force field? Probably should be. Yeah, again, if he fires the Zamora, he can't fire it again, and so this stuff all goes to waste. I'd be pretty happy to see this, I think. Those 2 polywalls will keep me alive forever. I think he needs to save the Frostbite threat. This is not getting enough value. He kills, what, 3 attackers? Oh. Okay. I see. Wow. And he can't even fire Zamora this turn. Ooh, alright, got a win off. Good, good, good. Won't be another one of those 0-3 league matches. And let's get going for match 3. Game 3. Oh, look at that. Base +9 again. Wow, a lot of big units here. Gee, Christmas. I don't even know what to do. I think you got to get the Centurion. You probably like have to get the Arca as well. It's like so easy when you have Centurion tech to get Arca. Oh my god, there's Centrifuge. Holy hell. What do you even do here? I was trying to find a cool like WoW emote, but okay, I guess I'll take that one. I have no idea what order to buy things in here. This is really complicated. Like, I think something fast with Centrifuge into Lucina is not going to work. I think Centurion is just too good there. Centrifuge into Centurion is a thing you could consider, but there's so many other units with high tech costs that you want to build. I think you just want all the actual tech. We're clearly going third Engie, but what next? I don't know. Probably Conduit first? Probably Conduit first. Like, you can maybe get a Mahar on the way up as a... Well, you probably don't want to actually buy it. I've played so much against Masterbot who does these, like, ridiculous things when... That, like, you need a Mahar as a temporary defender on the way to Centurion because he's busy, like, rushing Tarsiers or something. But a real player's not going to do that. It's just like you want green because you don't want to build any of the blue stuff yet. What I really would love... I don't know. Can you afford to get the Lucina before Centurion? That's the big question to me. Because if you can, then you have a fantastic Arca turn coming off of that. Wow, that seems really good, right? Lucina into Centurion plus Perforator from Click. And then you have exactly 7 attack. That's amazing if you can do it. I don't know if you can. So you need to be building like Lucina. You need like 27 gold for that to work. Because you need to be like building Lucina plus 2 Blast Forges on that turn. And you need to have 2 Animuses when you do it as well, which is pretty friggin' outrageous. But Lucina first would be really amazing if you can do it. So I guess I should be on the lookout for turn... Okay, so you need 27 gold for that. And you need to have bought 2 Animuses the prior turn. Is that right? Yeah, I guess. So the turn when you can first do that will be the turn when your next turn indicator first shows 39. Which I guess is going to be... Or the turn when you can first double Animus. Which will be not the next turn, but the turn after, I think. So maybe next turn I'm triple droning, and then the turn after I can double Animus. And float a bunch of money. That would be pretty sick. But can he get to it first? One Animus, huh? For like Tarsier, and then Animus the next turn? That hits even harder, of course. But... he could build like 1 drone. He'd have $1 left and 17 income. You can't get the Lucina into Centurion that fast. Might be worth just getting the Lucina that fast, I suppose. So we assume he's building 2 Tarsiers, and then I guess another Animus, right? TTA. So it's going to make it hard for me to build like a bunch of drones and no tech. And then build 2 Animuses next turn, right? So maybe I need to build a Blast Forge this turn. And then I can build like Splitter double Animus next turn. And I think that gets me the Lucina. I don't know how he's getting a Centurion. That's the thing. Maybe it should be Doomed Wall or Wall instead of Splitter. I'm not actually going to be attacking with it. It might as well just be a wall. Well, okay, say he builds 2 Tarsiers, Animus, and then a Lucina, right? That's 6 attack, which I can defend against with a Splitter or a Wall. I think this is going to work. Although, can I build Lucina plus the second Blast Forge? I think so. I have 19 income. That's $3 short. So I need to float at least 3 into that turn. Double Animus Splitter floats 4. And then a Force Field is the extra money I need to defend. Or I could build a wall instead of a Splitter and have $1 to spare. Yeah, that's probably better. Because I'll need to sack the wall onto Centurion probably anyway. If he doesn't build a second Animus here, I'm really, really happy. I can actually afford a Splitter instead of... Yeah, this looks amazing. Lucina Blastforge, Centurion. That's what an amazing set of things to buy. And when does he ever get a big absorber? Okay, if he does this, he's not getting to Lucina, which is also fine with me. I think you must get a Centurion here, right? That must have been the plan. I don't know if you get the husk or just float the money. Probably just float it. Could be engineer instead of husk, of course. This attack doesn't do anything, so... I guess I'll just make it. Why not? I'm not sure what I'm going to need this engineer for, but it will not surprise me at all to need it. But I'm really, really happy that I got a Lucina and he didn't and probably never can. Yeah, okay, I mean, Valks are serious too, of course. But, wait, why not get Arca? Oh, he only has 6 attack. Arca's kind of tough for me to get too, because it uses up all my blue. But it's such amazing value. It's worth any number of force fields. It's worth the perforator hold. It's just disgusting. Okay, hounds. That's less immediate pressure against me, which means which is great. I feel like I'm easily winning the long game. I think Valk is a bigger threat. I could click the perforator, I guess. Right. Okay. Let's leave that alone for the moment. Okay, we're losing the perforator. This defends. Arca. Tarsier Engies? Seems pretty amazing. The Arca is going to be attacking, of course, not defending, but that's fine. Attacking for 4 is still great. Okay, sure. It's just like this Tarsier is the one question in my mind. Should I get a Rhino or something instead? I don't think so. Oh wow, it's gonna be so hard to get a Lucina, isn't it? Wouldn't you rather Arca next turn, on the turn when you can deny me more value with these barriers, maybe? Because you're already attacking for 8, 10, 12. These barriers are getting actual value, so I don't know. It seems fine. The force field, you know, I don't love having to do it, but that's life. And Hellhounds are just disgusting. I could get a Valk instead, but I don't want the game to accelerate. I want it to slow down, I think. And Hellhounds sort of have that effect because they build engineers. All right, that was pretty cool. I am pretty happy with that Lucina into Centurion business, into Arca. What a disgusting parade of legendaries. I'm gonna give him the quick thanks for the game, and then I'll get back to you guys. All right, let's have a look. There was a real cool line that I was 1 gold short on in the last game. Then I panicked and messed up. He says, okay, so this game, I mean, this is a cool idea. I wonder, like, here was the turn where I committed to it. And, and I knew that if he built some attackers, I was going to be in some trouble. But, like, what else am I supposed to do? like, say I don't do this. I build a perforator. Maybe I build a shredder or something? So that I have some defense available, but he can actually punish this shredder pretty easily, so shredder's just bad. Let's build a splitter. I don't know. The problem is that this, like, gives him the first Vi if he wants it, I think, right? He can do something like this pretty comfortably. Probably not a doomed wall, because I can respond with Vi. He can even doom drone. And he exactly buys Vi, right? Like... So maybe, like, do I somehow punish this by building more attack? I can't. I don't have enough tech to do anything. 3, 4... Well, actually, if he's exactly building Vi... can I not just do this? I'm threatening 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attack against his wall and nothing. So he can't get a Vi if he does this. Okay. So he's in the same problem I had. Where, like, when you build this Animus, you're just too vulnerable. And I panicked and built it because I felt like if I didn't, he would be ahead of me. But this actually seems like it would not be a winning line from him. And so I shouldn't have worried too much about that. I could delay my Vi a turn, because he has to delay his a turn too. And then maybe I can still get first Vi just a turn later? I don't know exactly, but... Maybe the whole, like, Vivid Blastforge turn 1 is just bad, but... it seemed okay. Maybe I should have not built this drone? Build an engineer instead? Then I have $1 left. Oh, hang on. I didn't actually build the drone, right? That was analyzing a different tree. Okay. Well, this was a cool game. But I lost it. This one... I think... I don't know. Bloodphage and Smorkas are pretty aggressive red units, which Zamora's going to have trouble with, right? That's sort of the idea. I'm not sure about committing to more red, or if it should have been something else. I think red was right, because Tarsiers are, like, good-ish. And with Bloodphages and Smorkas, you're never going to have too much red. His Endotherm kit was interesting, because if he does get a big breach against me, I'll lose, and that's what this does. But I actually don't have to let him get that giant breach, and I just have enough pressure. I don't know. This mobile Animus click was pretty cool. I don't know if it was right, but it put on a lot of pressure and gave me... I guess it should have been a turn later, actually, because I didn't actually attack with this. Although, I don't know, the threat of attacking with it made him do some pretty awkward things. So maybe it was still useful to have, even though I didn't attack with it. If I had delayed it for a turn, I could have gotten another $1 out of the Bloodphage, right? Or maybe attacked with the Smorkas instead of collecting $1 from the Bloodphage. I think this turn was a gigantic blunder. He needs to save all those Frostbites. This is just not doing enough to me, and that's game over. If he keeps them, I might be in some trouble. Although I'm not sure exactly what trouble. Because no matter what he attacks for, like, I just lose exactly Polywall. Having 2 means he can actually absorb on Polywall, which is a situation I'm not often in. And I can just keep building Polywalls to defend basically forever. Yeah, I guess that also loses for him, right? If I have a Polywall and I can build another Polywall per turn, then, like, any amount of attack he has less than 12 does nothing to me, and he won't be getting up to 12 anytime soon. Because he has to keep building conduits and keep over-defending and all this stuff, so... I think this was a mistake, but I guess the alternative also loses. If I had to guess. Well, this was a fun build for sure. How about game 3? I know these are kind of fast analyses. It's been a long episode. And I didn't really want to make the analysis a separate video. Maybe I should have, but I didn't. So I think that my plan here was like pretty cool. And I think it would have worked against him going Lucina first as well. But it puts me under a lot more pressure to defend if he does that. So I'm glad he didn't. Third NG first is obviously great. Conduit's obviously pretty important if you're getting Centurion. In his line, maybe not so important because he didn't end up getting one in time. He got one eventually, I guess. So I don't know what he was thinking about. He said there was a cool line he was $1 short of, and I wonder if it was on this turn or what. Yeah. I'm glad I thought through how to actually get Lucina and then Centurion, right? The first thing I thought of was like you build AA and then Lucina BB, but like that's pretty... You have to float a lot in order to have $27 that early, right? So you can build one Blast Forge early and that lets you get out an Absorber, which you can use to help Lucina survive, and I think that's pretty important. And then I can't afford any drones here, but that's relatively straightforward, I think. That finding this play is not that bad once the opponent just doesn't build a second Blast Animus. So, like, this is the turn that looked to me most like a mistake, right? Like, can he do this? He can, but then he can't get any Blast Forges at all, and... Like, I'm doing this, right? Yeah. He can get his Lucina, but he doesn't get any defense. I get my Lucina, Force Field, Blast Forge was the plan. And I suppose he does this, and like, he kind of wants 2 Blast Forges real soon. Yeah, he like, oh, I'm threatening to attack for 5. Like, what does he do? This? I guess this defends. But now he can't... Oh, maybe... Okay. Look, he's $1 short. Maybe this is the line he was thinking of, in fact. I guess you could cut this click and then you can do it. Of course, that's not great, but... Yikes. I'm actually losing the splitter here if he attacks with everything, although that's sort of maybe tough to do. I don't know. Let's see. How does this go? He builds the Centurion, which just defends. Now clicks Lucina. Ah, but he can't click the Rhino. So I get to keep the splitter, which is very valuable. I can build an Arca still. And to defend, I need what? That does it, I guess. But maybe just a force field would be better, so I can build another attacker of some sort. I guess it needs 1 husk and Arca. At which point I can't really do anything but build an engineer or I guess a husk. Well, I could actually, this might be more valuable, right? Engineer plus Lucina click, yeah, that's obviously better. And now he can counter Arca. Which is getting some decent value for sure. I don't know. Well, this clearly doesn't defend. What am I thinking? He needs to be defended like this, right? Which means like force field, husk, Arca, click, Tarsier, Engie? Something like that? I don't know. This certainly would have been exciting. I don't know who's winning here. You probably build like a force field, double hellhound, click, click, force field. scary. Actually, isn't he... He keeps, what, 8 health alive? That's Arca plus... So he loses 2 attack here. So I don't need this force field, right? No, he loses just 1 attack. Because it keeps Centurion plus Rhino. Maybe hold the Perforator to build a Rhino? Then we're losing Perforator and getting to attack with Rhino? I don't know, something like this is pretty cool. It does feel like I'm ahead though here. Getting the first Lucina was really powerful, and getting... He can get first Lucina, but if so, it's really hard for him to get Centurion. So maybe that was the line he thought he was $1 short of, but you can actually get it by not clicking the Lucina the first turn? I don't know. Anyway, I was really pleased with my line of Lucina into Centurion, even though it involves floating some blue. And then some red. We quickly start making use of that red again. And that Arca was just disgusting. Alright, cool. I'm really happy with that game, and reasonably happy with the match. BoxCat's doing better than I am this season, and so getting a couple wins against him feels good. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.